Peace, 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 everybody. Welcome to Conversations with King. And I'm just so happy to be here today. Today we have a special show with a special guest who is a woman that I adore for real. She's a dear friend of mine, a good friend of mine who I met years ago. And I just love to see her growth. And such an intelligent woman to have conversations with, deep conversations with. And today we are on Conversation with King, and we're going to set the year off right with someone special. But today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to have the flower that we all love the most, Kim, sit down and talk to Tara about everything we need to know about bringing in the new year with the right people in your life, having people that really contribute to your success and evolution in life, and how to identify who's who amongst friends, families, and loved ones. So today is going to be that show. So please make sure you share this. Tell everybody to come into the room. We know how we pack the room up to 100, sometimes 200, 300, 400 people. Please tell people to come in, and it's going to be an amazing show. But before we start, we're going to do a quick little sponsorship. Shout out to all our sponsors. I hope that everybody today came here to learn, also have fun and keep spicy. With that being said, let me drop what Terry made for us, which is so beautiful, which was our sponsorship. So shout out to everybody that came to Conversation King today. And we want to give shout out to our first sponsor, which is Ripple. Ripple is one of the dopest non-nicotine THC vapors you can have. Basically, it's like aromatherapy, all the natural flavors that you see, from revive to dream to relax to boost to power to focus, all natural ingredients. So please support them. And those who don't have Ripple, please go and get it and use the discount code, the Ripple King, for a 15% discount. That's my discount code, affiliate link to ripple.com. Also, we also want to support my book, Love and Life Through the Eyes of Travel, one of the best books you could ever get. You can, if you're into finding what is the Bible of romance or the Rosetta Stone of relationships, please go and get this book. It's on Apple, Amazon, Apple iBooks, Kindle, as well as BookBaby. So please go and support. Those who don't have the book, you need to get it because this book is selling out. Today was a special day for me because I got one of the checks that I needed and it came through, and I appreciate that. Shout out to my boy Willie Dean, also one of the sponsors in this book. It's called Love. It's a children's book that I encourage that everybody should get. Everybody should make sure that they go and get this book. You can get it on Amazon. Very special book for when you're raising young children. And I believe that Willie Dean, a man who's been married for years to his beautiful wife, Han, has 3 beautiful children. And he's one of the ideal fathers that you can ever have. So anybody writing a book about children, he should be that one. Please go and support that. This was brought to you also by Terry Maria, TerryMaria.com, TerryMaria.com. She is, Terry, she designs all my stuff, from this beautiful gear right here, the merchandise that we have. And also, she definitely supports me in regards to designing anything you see with logos, anything with regards with branding for Conversation with King. So please go and support Terry, anything that she does, and she does a lot with me, and I appreciate you. So for those who came through, thank you so much. And we are definitely going to start our show. With that being said, please get everybody in the room. Hopefully, we want to bring up first and foremost Kim. What's up, Kim? How are you doing? You got the memo today. We all matching. I appreciate you.
I'm telling you, we got the secret sauce in 2022, right?
2022, we got the secret sauce. I definitely have Kim today, and I'm waiting on Jen to come in. They're going to be conducting this. It's supposed to be a panel, but because we only have a short amount of time because she has things to do, we're going to have questions in regard to our topic. And if it gets deeper, it gets deeper, but we have to keep it concise. So please invite everybody to the room. And before I start and bring our lovely guests up, Tara, I want to say shout out to Sheree B Chicago. Thank you for all your support. Shout out to OG Patrice. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Natalie. Shout out to all the moderators, especially Loverboy Linsky, Rasta Baby, Queen Nita, everybody that comes in and support our page. Shout out to you for real. We appreciate you, Mr. T, J. Rye. And this is going to be an epic show. And please, any questions, hold still to the end. or just write it in the chat room in the garden. You know how we do the garden is the best thing in the world, and we'll get to those questions. So without further ado, unless Kim, you want to introduce who we have right now before we bring her up, if you don't mind?
Absolutely. I would love to introduce our guest tonight, y'all. I am so excited. Our guest tonight, she is an entrepreneur. She is a mom. She's a coach. She's an actress. We have seen her on our TV screens. We have been connected to her story, and I'm so happy that she's here so we can pick her brain actually. So Garden, please give a very warm welcome to Tara Wallace.
Hey y'all. Can I
Hi.
just say how upset I am that no one told me about the burgundy sweaters?
King was supposed to tell you he's not really your friend,
Y'all,
Tara. He's
y'all let
not.
me
I'm not your
roll.
friend.
Y'all let me roll up like this.
Right, but you like the lead singer because you got the black and we're in the background. Same
That's it.
color.
That's it. You Beyonce. I'm Kelly and he's Michelle.
Right.
So let's get it.
Why I gotta be Michelle?
Huh?
Why I gotta be Michelle? Why I gotta be Michelle? But
Look,
you
Michelle
know,
is awesome.
you know.
I like them all. I like them all, but Michelle.
That wasn't gonna be
I
Michelle.
want to, whatever. But anyway, listen, I'm just so happy that you're here today. Like I said, today
Oh my God.
it's a very special day because it's the first show back in 2022, and we're just happy. Before we start, any New Year's resolution that you have, or do you even believe in that New Year's resolution and having a theme for the New Year?
Well, I can't say I don't believe in it, but I don't believe in the hype of it. Like people setting these unrealistic goals for themselves. If it's something that you are really serious about and you really intend to do it, and the thing is, like, we know who we are and we know what we're capable of. We know what we're really gonna do, and based on what we've done. So it should be in line with who you know you are.
It
My New
froze.
Year's resolution this year is to literally have, just based on everything we've been. Did you hear me?
Yeah, it froze a
We can
little
hear you
bit.
now.
Just a
Did I
little
freeze?
bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Are you okay?
Am I back? So so my resolution is based on who I know that I am. I'm good. I don't know what happened. I'm good. Can you hear me?
It
I'm
froze
good.
a little
I'm
bit.
good.
Yeah,
My mic sounds
Mm-hmm.
nice.
you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Is it delay? Okay.
Okay. So no, so my resolution is literally in line with who I know I am, and that is to just have follow through with everything. If I have something that I want to do, I think that it's imperative that I do it completely, do it full out. If I'm going to
Yeah, they say you're kind of low with the volume.
Uh-oh, she dropped. She'll be
Yeah,
right back, I'm sure. Oh,
yeah.
here she is.
Okay, she dropped. She probably have we started off a little technical difficulties, but she'll be right back. It was kind of low though, right? Did you hear
Yeah,
her?
just a little bit. Yeah, I could hear her, but
Okay.
maybe everybody else couldn't, so we can get it
Well, until
adjusted.
she come back, shout out to Loverboy Linsky, shout out to Just P, shout out to Rasta Baby, shout out to. Is she back? Is she back? Are you back, Tara?
I'm back. I don't know what happened there.
Okay. Yeah,
Can you hear
the
me?
volume, the camera. Yeah, I can't see you. The camera. There you go.
Oh, here we go.
It just froze up. Good job.
Okay. Yeah,
We
I'm
call
back.
that
I don't know.
we call that
But
struggle
we
streaming.
just talked right before this.
Yeah, it
And
was
it was
perfect.
totally fine.
Right.
And we were totally fine. The moment, here we are, then you want to all these technical difficulties.
Hmm.
So basically, I was just saying that my resolution is to have follow through with everything. If there's
Right.
something that I want to get done, I want to see it completed in its entirety. I don't want to start a project, leave materials hanging around for 6 months
Mhm.
and then try to complete it. Like it literally is, if you have something that you want to do, go ahead,
Right.
do it and complete it. And I think that, to stop living, procrastinating and start living in the present, because we deserve to see whatever it is we want. We deserve to see it in its entirety. And I think that, the world's a very fragile place right now,
Mm.
and we need to slow down. and we need to get in line with what the world is telling us to do, and have the follow through that we so that we can complete the things we need to complete, because those things are important to us. So we need to have
Right.
those things to constantly feed us during this downtime, and it's time to slow us down. And that's really important to me this year. So I believe in it a little bit, if it's true to
Wow.
who
No,
you are.
that's
A
amazing.
little bit. Okay. Shout out to Uncut with Daryl Long. Thanks for coming through. You always show us love, brother. I appreciate you. We're gonna have other people up here soon, but let's get through with Tara because she has a busy schedule. She has to go and do what she has to do. So Kim, lead the way.
Okay, Tara. So now I'm super interested in this. You were just talking about how you are going to, put 100% of your everything into the goals that you want to accomplish. Like, you know what you need to do, you're driven. And I think we all have the same story. There are things that we might have contributed to in the past, either things, people, situations, something that just was not worth our time. Can you tell us just a little bit
Mhm.
about that? And like, how did you determine that it wasn't what it needed to be, and like how did you get out of it? Because I think knowing the moment that you understood that something didn't serve you and then making that exit is like a super pivotal time.
You know what? Like I'm already very selective in what I take in, but I do find myself doing sometimes too much. And I think
Mm,
Mm,
that when you find yourself doing too much, it's important to because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. We don't handle it the proper way. We don't verbally say, "Hey, you know what? This is too much for me." And I hope that even if it's a person or thing, we don't handle not being able to I would say, step up to someone else's expectation. We just kind of like will let it linger, not say nothing, let it drop, and hopefully when you see the person the next time, or whenever you come encounter with this person, they won't remember it. But I think that it's okay to say to people, or I thought I was going to be able to do this, but this is not it. This is not it for me. I got to revisit it another time. And I think that you have to be really unapologetic about that, because the worst is to tell this person or have someone thinking, or to go into something thinking that you're going to do it, well, knowing that you're not going to do it, saying all the things that you're going to do and you're never doing, and this person is constantly waiting for you to complete the task or waiting for you to do what you said you're going to do. It's best to just like face that full on. And I think that's okay. And once you do that, you're no longer in control of how that person feels, because you've
mm,
now stated, this is too much, I can't handle this, I'm going to let you down anyway. So before I do that and keep carrying this burden in my heart daily, you just have to step up to the plate. And even if it's and well, basically step up to the plate and back out the way it should be done. Don't have someone waiting. No, they can no longer depend on you. And
no, I love that. I love that a
I think
lot.
that's
That
huge.
sounds like you're
You
just
know.
super accountable, which
right.
is fantastic. I think that's a good theme for the year. Okay, so now we are working with limited time.
Right.
And I want to get to the girl talk. I know King is here. I'm just
Right.
gonna put my hand over his face so we don't see him. Tara, it's just me and you. We're gonna have some girl talk.
Girl
Right.
Now,
talk.
okay, I'm here for
Okay.
it. I got my
Okay.
wine and everything.
Let
Okay,
me, let
so
me, let me
I'm
put
ready.
y'all up here
I'm
so y'all
ready.
can
I'm ready.
talk.
thank you.
All right.
So now on this particular platform, we have tons of discussion about relationships because it's really important for us to really talk through and understand like the male female dynamic. So when it comes to
Mhm.
somebody contributing to you, contributing to your dreams, there is a certain line of thought out there that says if a woman has an outcome from a man that's not positive, right? Like he said he was going to do something, he didn't do it, whatever, that she should have just chosen better. I don't necessarily align with that line of thinking. What do you think? Is there a way to truly vet
Mhm.
if somebody is going to do what they said they're going to do? Is there a way to know that ahead of time, or do we just have to sit in anticipation and be surprised? And I'm talking directly about like relationships and male female stuff.
Right. Well, I think that the expectation of what we have to be as women is so unrealistic. We have to be
Mhm.
so many different things. We have to think like a woman, think like a man, act like a woman. Then we have to
Mhm.
read all the red flags because it's all our fault. Then we have to
Right.
save our virginity, and then if you give it up, then you're a hoe. Then if you still wait until to your 30s to be in a relationship and it doesn't work out, then it's still your fault. I think like it's just too freaking much. The I think we're put off on women what people are failing to do themselves. And I think that's the thing. Like, where have we gotten that we have to get it all right? We can go into a certain point and say this is not it anymore and change. Like, why is it that everyone can do that but a woman? We can decide with once we have we've had children since the beginning of time. Everybody on this damn earth exists because of a woman. And if it wasn't for a woman giving birth and being in her feelings and her heart, there would be nothing to talk about.
Right.
We raise our daughters, be celibate, be a virgin when you're married, but then we teach our sons to get as much as you can. Well, if it wasn't for those women who gave it up a little bit, then they'd have nothing to brag on, and they wouldn't know how to please their wives even because they had no experience. So it's like, at what moment do we stop, with this unrealistic expectation that we put on women? And I think that as women, when we're in relationships, what we need to learn to do is, when it is no longer serving us, despite love or anything else, we have to go and seek other things that serve us. And I think that's what
Hmm.
we need to start teaching our girls. That's what we need to start putting energy in, is to empower women that it is okay to start over.
I love that. I
So
love that so, so much.
Yeah, but you start over,
it's
but us
it's
men, yeah, us men, we understand. I think we understand that as men, but I think that we get a bad
Mhm.
rep because of the men that women deal with before they meet the good guy, right? And I'm not saying I'm a good guy because everybody knows I'm not a good guy. I'm definitely
Mhm.
phasing out of the bad boy playboy type situation.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
what? How do you save women
I
from meeting
mean,
me?
I don't think it. First of all, let me just say this. I don't think anything's wrong. I don't think anything is wrong with the man being a playboy. I think that I don't see anything wrong with it. I see something wrong with it if he's leading people down a road of untruth. Like, you got one woman at home and then you're out doing all these other things. A man that is in the state of discovering who he is and everybody knows that he's not ready to settle down. I mean, sometimes I feel like a man who's able to capture that, that's the happiest man ever. And everybody around him is happy because nobody's invested and also men backing up from women that are not they're thinking they're going to change you. It's the same with women, but I don't see anything wrong with that before we go into that. Like, if you're ready to get out of that stage, that's okay. If you are
Right,
not, then you shouldn't get out of it. You should stay
right.
right where you are until you are 100% ready to do so.
Okay. Well, I'm getting married this year, Tara. Anyway, sorry, Kim. I'm getting married this year. That's it.
Okay, we gonna see.
Well,
He
all I'm
he
saying is
put it
I'm
out
being
there.
invited to the wedding. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
The whole garden. We need in on this
Yeah,
wedding and this
definitely,
woman, and yeah, we need to know.
definitely.
So now that last point I think was very interesting. And I often hear men say things like they want to tell women the truth. They want to be honest about what they bring, but that women don't want to hear it. And I find that there is just something that's missing in between, because the women, like you just stated, we want to know what you're ready for. And if you're not ready for certain things, then don't bring that to me. But then on the other side, they're saying that we're not ready. Have you found yourself in a situation where there was a truth that you needed to hear and like you just were not ready, you just shut it down? Or do you find yourself kind of always being
I
welcome
mean,
to the truth?
look, who me?
Girl, we've all done it. We've all been there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, who me? I mean, absolutely. I have, there's a misconception about me that I just wanted to be in a relationship, and I think that's like the
Mm.
biggest misconception.
Yeah, let's talk about
I've
that.
never been the type of person that needed to be married, or I've made every decision in my life based on what I wanted. Did I get handed at some point, the shitty end of the stick? Absolutely, but that doesn't mean that still wasn't for me. I'm able to take my losses as still a lesson, and that was for me. That was a lesson that I needed to learn in the harshest of ways, because perhaps that's just how I learned. It didn't mean that I didn't want to punch people in the face. It just meant that that's what I needed to learn, and this is the way I needed to learn it. And it was a huge lesson for me. it was a huge lesson for me. So I've definitely been in a position where I had to take some information that I did not want, and I had to adjust. Now, the difference is that, you know, I know who I am. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I know what my weaknesses are. I know where my strengths are. And so when I fall into my weakness, I'm very well aware of it. I do live in a state of consciousness. And then sometimes there are times where I look back on and I'm like, damn, like I must have been crazy. Like, what was I thinking? I thought I was conscious, but I wasn't. But that's the whole point in growth and us understanding and really learning ourselves. So when that happens, when things like this do happen, and I've been in situations where, I've had to say, hey, I'm not ready for this, and it could have been a perfect opportunity for me, but it didn't feel right. And I'm the kind
Hmm.
of person that if I have an intuition about something not being right, and I don't mean just relationship, a romantic relationship, I mean anything. If I have an intuition, I take that intuition seriously as if someone told me and gave me the insider trades. You know what I'm saying? And what I need to do. I take that very serious. Because you know and in this, most times you are 100% right. It's been very
Mhm.
rare that I have not been on point with what my intuition is telling me. um but in the event that I still go against that, there's always a huge lesson that I have to learn.
Hmm.
Mm. Just the way that you speak about your experience and your lesson. And again, there are certain things that we might know because there's certain parts of some of that that we were privy to. Of course, we don't know everything, but just the grace and the clarity that you are speaking about that on is
Mhm.
just such a revelation, I think, that we can all take from. Because there's so many people who go through things and they just don't get it, right? And it's almost like situations happen, to them and not around them. And I feel like the way you speak about that, you're looking at it happening around you, you got something from it, and now you are like this bigger, better person. And I think that's super dope. Like, I just think that's amazing. So I just want to
Yeah.
give you your flowers while you're in the garden for that, because that's really, really powerful.
Oh,
Like,
thank
that's what we
you.
need to see. And
Thank
thank you for being vulnerable. It's not easy, to get past something like that and then to come and talk about it and talk about what you've learned. So, no, that's amazing. Absolutely. All right,
And
King,
look,
you want to
what
jump?
people don't
Oh, here she is.
understand is like, I went to I went to. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you froze
Hmm.
up a little bit.
I think I have a delay. We're good.
Okay. Oh, I froze up. Oh, I was about to say, look, and I have, a lot of, well, a few female friends, right? And I get, this topic, and it's such a different level, because sometimes I see women who may not be as mature as, or as I am, like maybe they haven't lived, and they haven't hit their Achilles heel, that thing that makes us all wake up. Sometimes we don't
Hmm.
know what that is. It could be a divorce for some people. It could be, you fall in love with somebody you weren't expecting to. That Achilles heel that hit at some point. Maybe these women have not hit that yet, but I find it so interesting. Um, that even though I'm here and I'm having these conversations with friends, and I'm trying to lead and guide them, and because they're asking, um they don't get it.
Hmm.
They don't get it. They are, they'll meet a guy knowing they should be focused on whatever they need to be focused on, their life right now. Like, you signed up to do something, and your life is going to be regimented. The last thing you need is to be in a relationship. That person will still go
Hmm.
out and seek something, get a heartbreak in the middle of them doing something very pivotal in their lives, instead of just saying, dude, like, shut that out and focus on what you have to offer your life. Like, really and truly focus on that. Nothing, there will be nothing that's for you that will not arrive back in its place for
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
And it's interesting because even though I'm saying this, and this is some of my experience and how I'm trying to live, it's not everybody's thing, and I see it firsthand, and it's very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes people have to learn the hard way and they can't just look at your outcomes and say, you know what? I see how she got through that, but that might not be something
Right.
I want to personally experience. Everybody just isn't that wise, like at all whatsoever. And it's just like, what
Right.
can you do, right? You're putting it out there. You're trying to give them
Yeah.
the game. You drop something, they don't want to pick it up. I mean, what can you do, right?
What can you do? So since we only got like 5 minutes
Yeah.
left,
No, it's true. It's true.
you got 5 minutes left. So I'm going to ask you the harsh questions, the one harsh question, because I'm your friend and a friend can do that. So how is your love life? What's going on? What we talking
Remember,
about?
remember, I know where you live. You know,
Oh,
I know where you
oh,
live.
oh, oh, oh.
The real tea.
How is your love life?
Kim, you saw me get the real address right before my
Right,
love
right.
life.
Yeah.
Pull up.
My love life, my love. Okay, my love life is scary.
Oh,
Okay. Why?
damn.
My love life has been scary for a long time. My love life is scary because I have not wanted to be in a relationship.
Hmm.
Mm.
And I'm very so even I haven't wanted to be in a committed relationship. Not that I want to sleep around. I have not wanted to be in a relationship where I care about a person's well-being and they care about mine. I have
Okay.
not wanted to be in that type of situation. Um,
Mhm.
I did that, and that was great, but I needed some time to not be in a relationship, and I was okay with that. So I have met people that I really liked, that I adored,
Right.
you know. But somewhere in there, I kind of get weird. I don't communicate well. I don't. You got to communicate everything with me. So if you don't communicate, um, you know,
Hold on. You said you
and
got
people can
to?
say what they want. Like I was
Sorry, you said you
like,
got to?
like I you have to communicate in such a way, like, with me, that I understand that. So if I say, when I say communicate, if I say, you know um I don't know what we're doing, I'm not going to give of myself. I can't just give of myself with no point. I
Right.
can't. I'm not
Mm.
going to be flying around the world to see a guy, but I don't know what we're doing. Like, if we're friends, like we don't have to be together, but I need to know what we're doing. So if we're doing something, it's got to be the best freaking nothing until I'm tired.
Oh,
If that makes
Okay.
sense. Like,
well,
even
that
if
makes
you
sense.
if
It does.
if we're just dating, or we're just getting, if we're just getting to know each other, it still, for me, has to have a purpose. It has to have a reason. It's gotta mean something to me. So I feel and I'm like that because sometimes I feel like people just don't know who they are, and we expect too much. So um we expect too much from people who don't know themselves. We expect too much. We expect them to give us too much when they don't even know themselves. So
Right.
it's
Mm.
like, if I say, or even if I say I miss you, I'm able to compartmentalize that. I miss you in this moment right now. It doesn't mean I'm trying to try to trick you into a relationship. So in all of this, what I found is, when you're that honest with people, and that's what people say they want, they are they are detrimentally afraid of you. Like,
Right.
Oh yeah, they don't really
and I'm
want
like,
it. They're not ready for
I
it.
don't know. I found it quite interesting.
Well, Tara, we
They
got
they're, they're
one
not
minute
ready
left.
for that kind of honesty. But
Yeah,
then this is
Tara, we got 1 minute left. So I'm glad Jen came up. She's like the star on this channel, her own channel, On the Block with Jen. And I want her to ask you a question because you said something that reminded me of
Hey,
something
Jen.
that Jen always says, which is, to me, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, it seems to me that a lot of women are not pressed to get married or remarried. They're not pressed. A lot of beautiful, like, you're leaving us out here with the nasty ones. But all the beautiful, gorgeous ones, like the ones on the panel, or you're not pressed to get married or remarried. Why? Why isn't that? Why is it like Jen and Tar? Please talk about it because I want to know why you're not pressed to get married. And you're beautiful ladies. What's going on?
Hey Kim, hey Tara. What's up,
Hey,
chat? What's up,
Jen.
Garden family? Um,
Hey.
yeah, Hi, what you're saying really resonates with me because I'm usually getting the awkward looks because I have the same point of view. And sometimes when, people hear a woman talk about her goal isn't relationship and isn't marriage, they kind of look at you like you're a unicorn. But times have changed and the priorities have changed. So, and not only that, but sometimes it's weaponized against us when we don't want those goals. But I feel the same way as you. Like, if I don't know what's going on, I really don't want to waste my time with it because I have so many other things I want to do, and my life doesn't revolve around being a wife or a girlfriend. But I agree with you 100%. Like, people want honesty, and then when you give them honesty, they're scared to death. And I'm like, you wanted honesty, so I'm telling you,
They're
this is
scared
how
to
I
death.
feel. Right. I'm not looking for a ring. I'm not looking
Right.
for a committed relationship. We can hang, but even that, there has to be a reason why. Every relationship in my life right now has to make sense because I'm not 18. I'm not 25. Hell, I'm not even 35.
Right.
So everything in my life has to make sense. So I completely relate. But when people hear women like us speak, it's like,
I mean, and I don't, like the thing is like, I not that I just have children, right? And my kids, my children have to be raised. Like, it's like I just, when you take on the responsibility of loving someone, trying to love them the way you know to love them, right? Once you add kids to that equation, all of that is now compromised. I'm barely remembering my birthday, let alone trying to do something for someone else, because my the schedule that I have with my children and what and my own work is just so tight. Like, I want to, but it's like, if you really don't want to do this, let's not play around. Like, do you really want to do this? Like, you see who I am, you let people in just enough, you see who I am, you see what I'm about. Is this really what you want, or are you playing games? Like, I'd rather you say, hey, I want to play some games, versus just trying to string me down a road and get my kids involved, and then this is not really where you want to be and what's going on. Like, it's just too much. So I think that also a part of this, and the way women are thinking now, and what nobody wants to take responsibility is, in some level, men have groomed us to this point. And men want, this is a
Mm,
general statement, men want so much, they want the opposite thing, but they're not taking accountability that this is how they have groomed us to be independent, to raise our kids in spite of them. They may show up, they may not. When you have done this for decades, how are we supposed to see and feel something different when we've been groomed to where we are right now?
Mm.
that's a fact.
But the thing that people don't want to take an accountability is that we are resilient. Women are so resilient that not only will you groom us to this, but we will still succeed in wherever we are, and we will still outdo it, and we will still do it, and we will. And this is why, you know, it frustrates me when I see certain things where people don't want to take accountability for action, but it's like the woman, this woman are putting women of color against each other. It's like, we're all in the same race, looking at the same group of men, for possible husbands at whatever point we're ready. But these men have not been ready. We have been groomed to this point based on our grandmothers, our mothers, and nobody wants to take accountability for it. We've watched our mothers raise us by ourselves, some of us. We've watched, and I'm not necessarily saying that because my dad was always in my life. My grandfather was always in my life. But I live in the world and I see everything around me, and women have been groomed to a point that no matter where you lead us, we will show up to that point. We will be resilient. We will raise our kids, and we will still continue to rise above. Now, I'm not saying every woman is in that place, but for the most part, women are trying to stay educated. We're trying to work. We're trying to provide for the family. We're trying to own property. We're trying to get into every single thing that the world has to offer. And
Right.
we're doing it with the smallest amounts of love that anybody can ask for, and we're still succeeding, and we're still being beat up by succeeding with very little love, and people really tuning into us and loving us. So I say to people, imagine if the last 5 years, we were loved, nurtured, what we could really be if that really existed.
Mm,
ooh, that is a word.
Yeah.
absolute word.
That
Wow.
is a word. Because
Thank
we
you.
have to show up. We have to show up for our kids and our family no matter what. Whether you're
No
Regardless,
matter what,
no
no matter what.
excuses.
We have to show up
No
no
excuses.
matter what.
Whether you cried yourself to sleep at night, whether that night you were freaking lonely as God knows what, like you wish you fantasize when somebody's touching, like that's a real thing. That is such a real thing that we go to bed alone, and we will choose to be alone before we choose the wrong thing. We will choose to be alone before we introduce the wrong person to our children, and we still have to wake up the next day with little to nothing and continue on like nothing ever happened. And then on top of all of that, we get called angry.
Oh,
It's like,
Yes.
well, there's well, we're angry because we're not being loved. Try loving us and see what happens. Everything we touch, we multiply it. So if you give us shit, we're gonna multiply that. If you give us love, we will multiply that. Try doing the right thing and see what happens collectively. I don't mean one or two people. I mean all of us. Every single woman needs
Yes.
love. They're beating us down to accept little. Like they're making it seem like it's something wrong with us for accepting nothing, because we want what we want, but everybody wants what they want, so why are we so different?
That's it.
question on the bottom is African Woman Meets America says marriage is not an accomplishment. Ladies, do y'all agree with that? Marriage is not an accomplishment.
Yes.
I
Well, if
think
it's
it, I
something
think
that
it's
somebody
wanting
wants,
you.
that's on them.
Exactly. It depends
It
on if
is if
that's what
that's
you
what you
want.
want. That is if that's what you want. And look, I have friends. I know some people who have gotten it right. They're in love. They're married. They're doing their thing. I'm not jealous of those women. I'm so happy for them. I salute them. But that's not my story. So I live in my own truth on my own 2 feet, and I'm able to support my friends who have that. It doesn't make me envious. It doesn't make me want to have it. I want what's for me when it's time. And we don't know how life will end up. So we don't know why this person has it now and I don't, because we don't know the ending yet.
Mm,
Mm,
mm, that's a word. Oh my goodness. You have just took us to church. I'm about to give you the collection plate. Like this has just been super amazing.
right. Jen, any last final questions from you?
Yeah, I just want to say, I agree with Tara again. It's not an accomplishment unless it's a goal for you, right? So I'm not knocking. Don't hit me up about. I'm not knocking marriage or being a wife. If that is your
Right.
goal, great. Then you achieved it. Then it is an
Right.
accomplishment for you. It's just not an accomplishment for me because I want a lot more than that, right? And everything happens in due time. I just want to touch quickly on what the Glow Coach said because it's so important, and I speak on it a lot. And I think she's quoting you, Tara. She said the responsibility of loving someone. Most don't think of love as a responsibility, and it definitely is. I'm always pulling the whimsy out of love. I'm always pulling the whimsy out of love. And that is 100% correct. It is a responsibility because love is an action word, and people think love is a band-aid. It is not a band-aid. It doesn't conquer all. As you guys know, communication conquers all. So it is absolutely true. It's a responsibility for whoever we're loving on, our men, our children, our grandchildren, our parents. Like it is a responsibility. It's not just a word you throw on something and it fixes everything.
Well, you know what's crazy? Because I just want to say something. I want to blame all you women up here. Why I want to blame y'all? Because I realize the most beautiful woman, the most intelligent woman, the most nurturing woman love to take men like me who are projects. You love to take guys like me that they got it, but they're not right there, but you feel like you could take us there. So here's the self accountability. I don't hear it in everybody right now. Like you take projects. Everybody takes projects. Y'all love men that's not there. Jen, you admit a couple of times you had to make your men. Like you see them, I'm a goddess. I'm gonna make you a man because you got it, but you're not there. Let me make you a man. Why do women do that, right? So coming to the topic, why do you, woman, you want to contribute to our lives, but we're not really ready yet, and then get mad when we fail? Why? Why do you do that? It's too much pressure for me. Why do you do that?
I can admit I've seen men and I'm like, okay, close enough. I'll fix the rest, right? Then I put them in my little box and shake them up and hope and hope something better comes out. Go ahead, Tara.
So I've never done that. I was gonna say
I've done
it's
it.
funny. I know people say that I've never done that. I've never done that. And I um like like you like what you like, and so I like somebody who I feel can teach me something, can add to my life, can tell me things that I don't know, tell me in a way I never heard it. Like
Mm.
yes, communication and all of that, but when it comes to like sometimes being a woman, you do want to fall in love. Like I'm a very sensual person. I like to fall in love with his smell, the sound of his voice. I love all of that. In the meantime, I don't even know I'm being taught. Next thing it like I love all of that. So um, I didn't do well with projects in school, so I can't take on no kind of
I
project.
did,
I don't do well with that.
Right.
but I have to give you
I
some
can't I
pushback,
can't
King.
I can't take it on, but I will react to it. So,
Push. It's
huh?
delayed, Jen. It's delayed. Jen, you have to speak because it's delayed. So when she hears it,
Oh,
she said
I said
pushback.
I said I have to give you a little
Oh,
pushback, King.
Okay, give me some pushback.
Because it's not about women like projects. Women are innately, right? We're nurturers. We fix, we feed with our breasts, we raise families, we take care of the elders, we take care of our husband. So the same things that make us innately women can also be used to our detriment. So I don't like the narrative, oh, women are dumb or
mm,
women just like projects. We're just
mm,
being women. But
Mm-hmm.
but people take advantage of us being women,
mm,
right?
Mm.
We can fix. If we see that bird with the broken wing, we're going to bring it home and try to fix it and nurture it. It is who we are, just like men have their own characteristics. But I think we get a bad rap like, oh, you just like projects. No, we're like, let me fix you. I'm a mother. This is what we do. But it's sometimes to our detriment because, we try to pick up where somebody else's mother, couldn't finish the job. And then we completely become someone's mother to our detriment. I've done it, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, won't be going back, but I've done it. I've done it because I'm like, I can fix it, and sometimes you just can't. You can't fix it.
No,
Mm.
you can't.
look, I'm gonna say this before I get off because I'm past my time here, but I
Okay.
will say, one time a friend told me, it's your fault because you have to teach a man how to be a man. I'm like,
Oh.
dude, I'm busy trying to be a woman in every sense of
Mm-hmm.
the word. How now can I take from the energy of me trying to remain a woman in all my graces and teach a man to be a man? I don't want to do that.
Right.
I don't want to do that. I'm too busy trying to be I'm so busy trying to be a woman in every sense of the word. I love being a woman. If I had to come back in this life again with consciousness and they ask me what you want to be, I want to be a woman. I want to push the kids out. I want to feed them. I love being a woman. I don't want to take on the role of trying to teach a man to be something that I don't even feel. Like I don't even know what that feels like. And I don't want to know what that feels like
Right.
because I'm too busy trying to live in the blessing that I have of being a woman.
Right.
Hmm.
It's funny.
Again, it is just too much put off on us for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I had to learn
Go
that. I had to learn that
Well,
the hard way. But when I come back, I definitely want to come back as a man.
ahead. But just the one last pushback because she's going now because we went over time. But I want to say I think women don't. I think amazing women don't teach men to be men. I think they teach men to be the man for them. So it's more so teaching that person to be
yes,
the
you're
man
right.
for them. So you have to already come into the picture as a man, right? But now I need you to be the man for me, and it's nuances that you have to know, right?
So you're building, you're customizing, you're not building. They're already built. So you're not building your boo, you just customizing them, putting a
You
little
know
Right.
what? Get a t-shirt. I like that. Get a t-shirt. We're not building men here. We customize them. What do you think about
Totally
that,
agree.
Carl, before you leave? What do you think about it? We customizing men or we building them? What are we
Right.
doing?
No, I like that. No, I I think we're customizing relationships, and I
Hmm.
think that, all of these things that we're talking about are very specific to us. But as we meet people, I think that it's really important to hit the reset button and be open to building something new and offering of our giving of ourselves and taking in of other people in different ways that may just not be what we're used to. And I think that we gotta, at the end of the day, and everything we said, a young woman meeting a young man and starting over, she's got to erase everything that she's known, and start afresh and be open to change and be open to and like she said earlier, it's communication is key. And I know that sounds very generic in the sense that, oh, you just tell me, but like when you're in these relationships and you're in the thick of it, I'm talking about the ugly part, I'm talking about the stuff that you want to talk about. And I get it, like if you're not with a person who can handle it, but two people have got to learn to sit down and have these hard conversations. Because to
Mm.
me, and this is what I've said from the beginning, even when my shit went all the way sour, my crap, I don't know if I can say the S word,
You
it
can, you curse.
is like when you have that communication and like when you can have that level of communication, right? And this person can tell you some stuff that they can't tell anyone, whether it's in your favor or not. That is the stuff that makes you love someone on a whole different level. We can never experience that because people are so busy lying about who they really are.
Mm,
That's how
mm.
I see it.
Thank you, Tara. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I think it's something sexy in that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Tara. Hopefully you can come back again to, Conversation with King, so we can have a real discussion. The ladies have a night on Tuesday called Queen's Court, and they
Yes.
and the channel, and they really have the topics that I feel like you need to be on and give your input, because you are, I believe, a woman that knows what she's talking about because she lived it. She's been through the fire. You've been through the fire. You were forged through the fire. So that's what makes you special. So thank you so much. Hopefully, any parting words from Kim and Jen?
Oh,
I just
thank
want to
you.
say thank you for being here. Very insightful. I'd love to see you back on Tuesday for Queen's Court, because we need your frame of mind. I think it would be really dope if you
Yes.
came back on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely, Tara. So nice to meet you. Thank you for being
Yes, I
vulnerable and
will.
just, keeping it real and just imparting some wisdom on us from someone who's had some experiences. And I mean, you truly are triumphing and we're here for it. So nice to meet you and thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Like next time we do this, I need to wear my glasses because everybody's getting blurry. I'm going blind, y'all.
Yeah, the comments are good. The comments, I
I'm
think the
like
Guardian love
I'm going
you.
blind. It's okay.
They
I
love you.
couldn't
The
see.
comments
Okay,
love you.
okay,
We usually get a tough crowd. We got a
okay.
tough Guardian. They don't play. The Rocks and Flowers don't play. They're real sassy, spicy, but they like you. Based on the comments, they usually go off. So next time, maybe you could see the other side of the Guardian if you're a risk taker. But they were nice today. They were nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so
Look,
much. I
look,
appreciate
and
you.
let me tell you guys. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'd love to come back.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. I look, we've gone over time because I was having so much fun.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, Tara.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Yeah.
All right. That was really good. Shout out to the Garden for behaving and not going crazy. The comments. Next time she comes, we're gonna ask her, the deep questions. And the reason why Jen, Kim, Nikki, other members of Conversation with King did this for you today on the first day. We decided to do something like this for you because we want to give you a treat. We want to let you know that we're serious about restructuring and taking our channel to a bigger platform and dealing with celebrities. We only have one celebrity here, that's Jen, but we want to interview other celebrities, right? And also tastemakers, influencers, and have these serious conversations about relationships, issues in society, politics, whatever. I'm not here playing with y'all. You feel me? I was having fun last year. I was clearing house. You know what I mean? I was getting busy so I could clear the lane. No, I don't do build and destroy. I destroy and build. You feel me? When I see something not right, I destroy and then I build. Right? That's what I did. So all that chaos you saw me doing and all the people you saw me going at is for me to establish myself. Now that I got your attention, there's a fire, there's $1 million, there's $1 million. Y'all ran to me, and now we're gonna give you the programming that you really need and deserve. And
Let's get it.
I made sure that I have a star crew with me. You saw how Kim did it. Kim got busy. She held her own, even to the point that Jen was like, let her do her thing. She got this. And,
I didn't want to come up, Kim.
I begged Jen to come up too, because I want you to know that what level Jen is on as well, because Jen is mainstream. I keep on telling y'all, she's mainstream. So when you go to her page, it's going to be big, equal celebs or bigger celebs come to her page. So what happens is we're going to bring out what people need to hear. And you know, you don't see the 500, 600 people, whatever, but what you're going to see is the replay value. Because when they circle back, the first show of Conversation with Kings of 2022, we brought somebody of importance, somebody to have our level of conversation. And I'm like I said, I'm not here to play with anybody. You know who's the best. I don't care about that number stuff. You ask me that same question at the end of the year. Who's the best? And it's going to be Conversation with King, because we're not here to play. Shout out to Nikki. Thank you so much for coming and support. Shout out to tomorrow. We got a surprise. We got a new member of Queen's Court. We got a new member of Queen's Court. It's going to be fire. Spicy. Yeah. She was rude to me recently, but I still love her because I cracked jokes to her, and she came back at me. She had a good joke. But if you didn't watch her channel, her show, you won't know what I'm talking about. But she's coming back, and we got some new things coming from the branding standpoint with Terry. Like I said, I'm just proud that we got here, and I can't wait till you see the programming from Jen. I can't wait till you see the program from Mr. O, Hef, Play Perspective. Please go and support them. Hopefully, I don't know why they didn't come up, but hopefully support them. You know how we feel about Darryl Long. He's a troublemaker, but we're always going to support him. And that's it. You can't tell me to stay away from somebody. Never. What you need to do is stop bothering him. That's what you need to do. And then if you don't stop bothering him, don't tell me. I'm not his parent. I'm not his father. I have nothing to do. I'm running my show over here. And like I said, I'm not going to help anybody that wasn't trying to help me before. And Darryl been always helping me, so I'm going to stand by his side. But he be bugging, but I got to stand by his side. You feel me? Shout out to all the people that didn't make it to Conversation with King 2022 roster and setup. I know y'all hot right now. I know y'all mad tight. Y'all mad tight right now because y'all looking crazy. Stop interviewing these rappers class preachers. We're not doing that over here. Please. Please. How many people can you interview? Like, come on, man. Come on. Them sunglasses and new mic don't make you tough. You know what I mean? You gotta come with the content.
It's so fun.
You gotta come with the content. The sunglasses, I like the new mic. But the sunglasses, I don't know. What I'm gonna say to you is this. Me and you came from the same level, the same school. We schooled each other. So you better bring it. And I'm saying that as a brother that don't deal with you no more. I want you to win, but I'm not gonna make it easy for you. I'm gonna punish you every time I get on this thing until you show proof. I love the mic though, but I still got my webcam that dissolves in water, and I'm still the best. Shout out to the other people too. We're not playing with y'all either. Shit is still wicked. It's still wicked, but this time we ain't gonna play with y'all like that because we got other things to do. At some point, all those people over there gonna realize they tired of seeing you. They don't want to see the same thing. This is not in my members only. This is not in my members only. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is not. My members only gonna be Rihanna. Then y'all gonna be really mad at me. I'm dead serious. So we different. We different up here. Shout out to Conversation with King. We different up here. I just want to talk real quick. And
if you get Rihanna on the team, I'll fly myself out like the mother chicks do for you. I'll fly myself out.
I mean, all the facts. All the facts.
Yo.
I got a ticket, okay?
Listen, you can say what you want. I'm debt free, so you can say whatever you want. I'm debt free.
I'll break code. I'll fly myself out.
Yeah. I'm debt free. Look, don't get twisted. We still petty up here, but we ain't gonna say no names. Yeah, we ain't gonna say no names, but. And then shout out to that person too, because without you, I wouldn't be here today. But damn, I wish you could have shared in the greatness of today. We started off 2022 perfect. Did a quick hour show. We're gonna do more sooner or later. But I just think we started and we ended perfect too. Shout out to El Guapo. We got 7,000 plus views when El Guapo came and lost that battle to Darrell. He was winning in the beginning, but he lost at the end. So we want to make sure.
He lost to me too.
Yeah, he lost.
I mean, he double lost.
No, but all honesty, I gotta give props. He lost the battle on our channel, but he got Darrell on the other channel, on his channel, because he dropped him off. Like, he didn't give him a chance to argue. You feel me? So that's
cheated.
That's it. Yeah. It's not cheating, because when you go on someone's channel, you gotta expect that, right? But he didn't win, but he outchessed him. Like, you see how Darrell outchessed the other two guys that's not a part of this. You feel me? He outchessed him, but that's my score. But we're gonna see at the end who wins. Hopefully get to do it again, have a real verbal debate, and don't take it personal. We don't want nobody going to jail. We don't want nobody being played. You know what I'm saying? We want everybody being respected. Once again, I don't support any of the negative things that either one of your men said, but I do support entertainment. I love when they spar. I love that. I don't care what nobody says. With that being said, anything, ladies, before we get back to the conversation? We're gonna keep the conversation for another hour, and then we're gonna cut it off, because we just want to start with the right foot. Tomorrow's gonna be a dope conversation with Queen's Court. Please tune in. I don't know. I feel like I'm building a power squad with the ladies, and the men are coming soon too. They're really coming too. Shout out to Aisha Smith. We love you. We love you. Oh, I hope my phone didn't get scratched. We love you so much. We appreciate you. Textual Chatter, what's up, baby? Make sure your audio matches your video. Yo, he's freaking crazy. I love him, man. Yo, and shout out to I don't want to give his name. I'm not saying names this year. That's how big I am. The money's coming. You didn't say names. But shout out to the dude with the foggy camera from Germany. Shout out to you, because what happens is you gotta just chill. You gotta tranquilo. You gotta relax. You gotta just chill, because you're just doing too much. You throwing shots, then you apologizing, then you're doing this. You just, like, come on, son. Who are you?
Relax.
Like, yeah, relax. Like, relax. It's like this thing's. Yo, I'm telling you, if I get just my promise, if I hear anything from that guy again, I'm gonna make sure he doesn't come on YouTube ever again. I promise you, every day I'm just gonna scorch him. And you know me, I'm not Darrell. I'm not gonna get personal. I'm gonna tell jokes, constant jokes. I'm gonna put a scheme, a meme out, or videos out. It's gonna be jokes. So tell, who are you? That's what I'm calling. Who are you? You know who I'm talking about, from Germany. Chill out. Chill out. Please chill out.
That's gonna be his new name. Who are you? Yeah,
who are you? Like, you're not even putting in work.
I love it, because you kept asking and there was no answer to the question. It was great.
No question. Like, we're trying to build, like, everybody on Conversations with Kings, particularly the woman on the panel right now. Shout out to Nikki too. Shout out to Mr. O and Hef. Anybody I forgot, please forgive me. But we're really trying to, like, me and Jen selected people that we feel like have potential to really be big. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're not here to play. Darrell big. When Darrell starts beefing everybody, he's smart, he's funny, he's handsome. You can't beat him. When he starts beefing and focus, he's gonna be a superstar. We're not here to play with you, Kim. Yeah, I saw it today. That was for me to let y'all know Kim is not a joke. That's how she started the year off. So keep on playing with her. Yeah, I don't have to explain Jen. I really don't. And you know, Nikki, she's not playing with y'all too. Please go and support her page. Know what she's doing, and she's our resident lawyer. She's the real lady attorney, like a real lady attorney, right? Like, we don't want to go there, right? We don't want to go there. It's real hectic. But
we act that being great is the new petty. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, being great.
Teams, I don't need that. That's it.
That's it. Being great is the new, because what happens is, for those who follow their page, continue to follow their page, but I just want to let you know you're giving free money away. They're not here to help y'all like we're here to help y'all. But they're not. Shout, I don't want to say the new member, but you'll see it tomorrow. And shout out to everybody that's been a part of our thing, because we love them and respect them, right? We went separate ways, and that goes for everybody. Let bygones be bygones. I'm still gonna be petty, but let bygones be bygones. So shout out to Chef, Shout out to Hanifa, and shout out to Wana. We know the people that you know that means something to the channel, that meant something to the channel. You feel me? Everybody else. Yeah, my shit didn't freeze up. Everybody, you feel me? Everybody, you feel me?
It just got quiet. I'm like,
Yeah, to everybody else, and you so you know what it is, you know. So good luck to the rest of y'all, man. Figure it out. It's the winning team, man. It's the winning team. But back to the subject at hand.
yes,
Shout out to
please.
Moments with Mickey Red. But before we get to the subject at hand, resolutions, ladies, what you're doing for the rest of 2022, or tell us your programming for next year so people can follow y'all. You know, we got 105 people in the room, which really means 150 to 200. Tell us what you got planned. And I'm gonna get spicy, so I'm feeling myself right now. Because
Hey, let's get it.
Because people inviting IG.
Give them what they came
I'm
for.
telling you, when I have LeBron James on members only, y'all gonna be mad at me. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so I am Kim with the Upleveled Approach. My channel, I'm changing directions a little bit. You guys will probably notice I'm rebranding right in front of your eyes. You know, it's what we do. But I really do want to focus on having some really good, transparent conversations with people, because I feel that when we share our experiences and we share things that have happened in our lives, not only is it interesting, it's fun to hear, right? But it's also something that we can learn from that. And so I'm super interested in just having some really good conversations. And like, it's going to be spicy, it's going to be all these things, but we're going to learn and we're going to take the up-leveled approach, because that's what 2022 is. That's what it's about. It's up from here. I didn't really make any resolutions, but I got something that has stuck in my mind and in my heart. And this year I am dedicated to peace, prosperity. You know me and the Bad King. We have a very close relationship.
Yes.
I'm also focused on progress as well. Peace, prosperity, progress.
Right.
That's it. And that's just, I'm using those three things to just guide my entire year. So whatever that means, however that looks, that's what I'm focused on. And y'all, I'm so excited. I'm so grateful, King. Thank you so much, Jen. It's just a pleasure. I'm learning so much from y'all, and I'm excited. Let's get it. Like,
right. Before we go, we want to say shout out to all the mods, particularly Loverboy Lenski. I swear to you, Queen Nita, Rasta Baby, Tristan, Chris, Mac Misha, you know, all the mods that, you know, we appreciate you because you keep order. Cheryl, you keep order. So thank you very much. Also, somebody asked what happened to Hanifa. Hanifa left with style and grace. That's what Hanifa did. So go and follow her page, follow her, do whatever she wants you to do, because she always has a place here, but she left with style and grace, and that's what we always respect about her. So did Wana. Wana is doing big things with her channel, and we want to always go and support Wana because she's still the mother. You feel me? So they always could come back and chill with us and do whatever they want. Shout out to Watts, 100 Watts, because he goes anywhere he wants to go. Shout out to him and his father. They're blessed. They always come back into KWK. No one gets kicked out the garden. Whether I got beef with them or not, the garden is something I created for everybody. The garden, I don't know if y'all even realize this, but the garden is also New York. Get it? Madison Square Garden. There's an old New York. Flowers. My mother, collard roses, rocks. My mother's last name is a booby. And a booby in her country means rocks. See, nobody got it. Everybody made everybody feel like, you feel me? It meant something.
Like the symbolism.
It was owed to my mother in New York, but that person, the other person, added that poetic thing to it. But this is a fact.
But that's poetry within itself. Like an ode to your mother. You're supporting women. Like, that's the ultimate homage. Like, that's what's up.
This is what I'm saying. And shout out to Nikki. Let me tell you why the girls are winning. Let me tell you why. Tomorrow's Day show, right? And we want to bring them. If the new member cams up now, we'll bring her up when we release the surprise. But what we want to say is, let me show you how the women are getting busy, and we need more women to come and support Conversation with King, and let them know there are men who are who are men, but we respect you, right? And we play our position. But our position is that of leadership, but you're not just going to have anybody lead you. You're not going to have any man just lead you, and I respect that.
Hell no.
But when Kim came on, Jen was like, let her shine. Nikki didn't even come on until after. Nikki told me to get her the day before. Yes, these are powerful women, and powerful women are not afraid to share power and opportunity and just lessons and guidance. So they see Kim, they say, you know what, give her that shot to do what she need to do. And she did her thing. And I think women need to continue to follow these ladies' leads and say, listen, we're gonna make sure she shines. Because we're gonna make sure she's better. And that's fly to me, right? I don't want to keep on fighting everybody, man. I want to win. I'm going to win regardless. So I hope you don't want to fight me because I'm going to win. But at the end of the day, it's just cool. You feel me? It's just cool that we get to see that these ladies are supporting Kim and her endeavors, and they don't really want to, because everybody can say, yo, I'm doing it. Yo, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. No, it's like, let her do it because she got it. It's her turn, right? Next time it'd be somebody else's turn. But that's what we have to stick together, and this is just dope. Nikki, you came up. What's up? Talk to us.
How y'all doing?
Hey.
Everybody looks great.
You look great as well. That color looks amazing on you.
Listen, pink, turquoise, and mustard. Those are my colors.
There you
Turquoise
go.
is my favorite color.
Is it? I love. And you know what? You probably look really great in pastels too. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Turquoise.
So I'm happy to see you guys. What were we talking about? New Year plans.
Right.
Is that
New Year's resolution? Yep.
okay? New Year's resolutions or goals for the year to really grow my channel, the Glow Code, and to grow my private membership group. She got to lose 30 pounds. And you know, we have to, I know marriage is not an accomplishment for some, but it's about to be an accomplishment for somebody around here in 2022. Okay. Because we got to get some things moving over here. I mean, if the egg factory is still working, I don't know how many more is in there, but we got to make something happen.
Just shake it. Some will come out. Just shake it real good.
I don't want, you know, what they call them, dried eggs. We don't need that. We got a couple more in there. Okay. I'm thinking, because both of my grandparents had double digits kids. So if it's hereditary, I should be good.
But let me ask you a question since you just brought that up. We talk about contributions in relationship. And this will go for every lady in the panel, every lady in the chat. Do some men need, do you only need contributions of sperm from men to have kids? Like, are you willing to say, you know what, I'm not getting married, I just want a kid?
I thought about that. I even had a list. I had a list of, okay, I know he'll do it. I know he'll do it. I even had made some phone calls. People were like, yeah, man, let me know when you flying in, when you coming home. But then the Holy Spirit has spoke to me and was like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, do you really want to be linked to this person for the rest of your life? Do you really want what goes on in that family's DNA all up and through your child? And so I come to myself and say, you know what? I just have to be faithful and trust God and quit. Because whenever I try to force stuff in my life, it be ending up wrong, backwards, broke down. So I just need to relax, be patient, and trust that what is for me is mine, and that I don't have to go through all of these schemes and machinations to make things happen. No shade on anybody else. And then also one of the things that I thought about is I grew up without a father in the home, and not a father nowhere, not in the home, outside the home, at the practice, at the play, nowhere, just nowhere to be found. So I know what that feels like to not have that. And I wouldn't want to make a decision out of selfishness for what I want and to put that on a child, because I want a child, to make you a child without a father. I wouldn't want to do that, to make that choice for someone else. So I just decided to chill and, you know, trust that what is supposed to happen in my life is going to happen.
Yeah. So contribution of just semen alone is not enough.
No, it's possible. I have friends who've done it. I have friends who are just like, I'm tired of waiting on these dudes to get it together. Like, we're going to the bank. And I have friends who have, you know, they have 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds now, because that's the choice that they made. So technically it can be done, but it just would not have been, in my opinion, the right choice for me. No judgment on anybody else.
Okay, Nikki, I have a question, and
Mm.
I am always so curious about this. My uncle, Kevin Samuels, says that
Your uncle.
he's still my uncle.
He's still
Okay.
your uncle.
He's still my uncle. So he says that marriage is a natural choice. It's not a biblical choice. So I am very curious as a believer. I know that you definitely feel that there are things ordained, and you definitely feel, some oh my gosh, I can't conviction with that thought
Right.
that you just had. Now, do you think that God has your person, or do you think that there's some action that you got to exert to have your person? Like, I'm super curious about that.
I think that both. I think that God has my person, but
Okay.
faith without works is dead. I can't
Okay.
just sit in my room just waiting for a man to fall out the sky into my lap. Like, I have to be out here being my best self. And actually, the Holy Spirit has spoke to me and told me, until you do what I told you to do, I'm not giving it to you. So part of it is my fault with my procrastination and not doing the things that I'm called to do. That I should have had this book written, and I just been playing games. So I have to get in gear and doing what my actual mission is, I believe, and then what's supposed to happen will happen.
Well, okay, let's ask our resident heathen, Jen. Let's ask our resident heathen, right? How do you feel about that? Because Kim just killed it with that question, and Nikki gave a great response. So, what do you feel?
I love that question, but what was it?
Okay, does God? Yes, does God have your person, or do you have your person? Like, is there somebody specifically that God has appointed to be your man, or is whoever you make it work with the person that it was supposed to work with?
Y'all setting me up. Well,
I was gonna say, do you know who you asking this question to?
I'm like, y'all setting me up. Y'all setting me up.
I said the resident heathen.
I'll say this. I can answer. Even though I'm not a believer, when and if I do feel like getting in a relationship, I feel like it is completely in my power to get the man that I desire. And you know why? Because if I get him and he turns out to be not what I desire, he can go. Right? So that's my answer as a non-believer. When and if I'm ready. Like, going back to what Glow said, marriage is a goal for some, and it's a beautiful goal. I'm not anti-marriage. I just don't want marriage. There's a difference, right? That's like how they do with people who don't want to get vaxxed. They're like, you're an anti-vaxxer. No, I'm not an anti. It's not for me. So it's the same thing with marriage. I have friends that are married, and it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? There's single mothers, and it's a beautiful mothers that have 2-parent home, beautiful thing. But it's just not what I'm just not in that market right now. Been there, done that. I spent a lot of my life in very heavy, committed relationships. And looking back on it now, I'm just like, oh, waste of time. So now I'm just not there. I'm raising a grandbaby, for Pete's sake. He's 5. I'm all about dinosaurs and cookies right now. I'm not, so.
That is so beautiful, Jen. I don't want to say I can't wait, but I am kind of excited to be a grandmother. It's some years off. I even have like my grandma name picked out and everything. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm super psyched. Okay, King, I'm gonna ask one more question. Okay. So the other question I have, and I have this conversation with some of my girlfriends, and we bicker and butt heads. Do you guys think that you have like one soulmate, or is your soulmate the person who your soul connects with at that particular time? Like, is it just one person that's just going to be your forever, or is your person the person you're connecting with when you connect with them? Like, I used to believe in soulmates, and not that I don't, but I just feel like it's a choice, and you're going to make it work with whoever you decide to make it work with. You come forward with your baggage and your crap. They tell you theirs. You're like, I can rock with that. And you rock with it for however long you rock with it, and then you don't, or maybe you just continue to. But I think that you can do it with somebody else. And I feel that, like, I kind of have framed my life and framed relationships just being predicated on one person. And as I mature, I'm just like, yo, I can have magic with whoever I have magic with. Like, I make that shit so I can have it with whoever I want to have it with. You know what I mean? So I would love to hear what you guys got to say about that whole one soulmate, or whoever you can pick who your soulmate is. Kind of the same question, a little bit different.
Go ahead, Jen.
Well, I'm a cynic, and I'm also a capitalist.
Yes,
so I think that soulmate falls under that a diamond is forever thing. There are a lot of things that were coined for relationships to sell shit to you, right? Because if I write a book about soulmates, you're gonna buy it, and there's a lot of whimsy in our society. I don't believe in there's just one person. I believe, like you said, you can have magic with multiple people, and I also think that it's you're limiting yourself, right? Because what I feel, I'm a huge believer in the universe is a mirror. There's no emotion in the universe. Whatever you give it is going to reflect. You good, it's gonna reflect. There's no emotion in the universe. People think there's motion in the universe. The universe is gonna give you a reflection. It is very flat. It's like, what do you feel like today? Are you gonna be accomplished? Are you gonna feel beautiful? Are you gonna feel smart today? Are you gonna reach all your goals in the universe? And you're like, yeah, universe. And universe is like, okay, let's go. So that's see it. So why limit yourself? Go out there and like, no, I gotta find my soulmate. The universe is going to respond, and you're gonna be pining and hoping you find this one man to fulfill all your needs, and you are, in yourself, basically. So I don't believe in that one soulmate. I think it's dangerous to think that way. I've had magic with more than one person for many years, and it just, after a while, it's like, okay, magic is gone. You know what I mean? Moving on. But then I found magic again. So everything, life and death, is that a biblical term? Is in the power of the tongue. And I believe that, and actions as well. So whatever you put out there, that is what you manifest. I'm big on manifesting. So yeah, I don't do that one soulmate thing, but it sells books and diamonds and t-shirts and sweatshirts. It does.
That really was not cynical at all, Jen. Thank you. I'm sorry, Nikki.
Almost so like, there's some hope for you. Yeah, you was quoting scriptures and hey, I was proud.
I like a lot of the Bible. It's like Harry Potter, Shakespeare, and 50 Shades. And there's a lot in there that I like.
I feel you. I was gonna add, I think I agree that the whole soulmate thing, it's kind of a little propaganda, and like, women love it. It's like, romantical and whatnot. So I don't think of it in that way. Like there's this one soul in a capsule somewhere that's designated for each of us. I don't believe, I don't think it's like that. But I do think that there are people who are meant to help us elevate our souls, that help us to become who we're supposed to be in life. But I don't think that person necessarily has to be a romantic partner. Your soulmate could be your best friend. Your soulmate could be just some random person that you met, on a trip somewhere. And I also think in life we go through seasons. So your soulmate, in your teenage years is probably a different person than your soulmate, in your 40s or in your 70s. Like my grandparents stayed married for 55 years till death did they part, when my grandmother passed away. And it's the cutest thing. My grandfather in his 80s was legit out here in these streets, okay? And this woman who he's known his whole life, they grew up together, but she got married young, he got married young to different people. But I guess back in the day, they had a crush on each other. When both of them lost their spouses, they got together and they would like go on dates. Like he took her to see the vagina monologues. I would talk to him like, Granddad, your social calendar is more popping than mine. Like, what are you doing at the vagina monologues at like 83? And he passed away. The older lady died maybe 2 weeks after him. Damn. And the two couples are buried, like it just so happens they're buried like next to one another. My grandmother and grandfather, and then his girlfriend and her husband. So he found another soulmate in his 80s. Like nobody saw that coming, but it was cute to see. And they were like in love, like the way you see teenagers have like that butterfly feeling, and the way she would smile when he walked into the room, and the way she was nervous to meet his family. I'm like, oh my God, this woman is in her 80s and they were like in love. So that always gives me hope too, that you can, the seasons of life, you can find love in your 80s, apparently.
Right.
I have to co-sign that because King is my YouTube soulmate.
There you go.
I've done other broadcasts with other men, but it's like we never had this.
What do you mean? What's this, Jen?
Here we go.
We got to get into that. We got to get into that. We got to get into
2022. Call a thing a thing, y'all.
No, I'm joking. Like I agree because Jen has really been helping me assisted me and guided me into doing the right things and not making a fool of myself, and also looking at the bigger picture, right? What are we here for? So you hear me remind myself, I'm here to get monetized. I'm already monetized, but I keep on saying it because that's what keeps me sane. Because I will spaz out like y'all have no idea. You feel me? Like, so
he helps me immensely as well, because I'm mean. Y'all think King is mean? I'm mean. I'm a lot meaner.
No, she's.
I'm like, off with their heads.
Yeah, she's different. But what I want to say is, at the end of the day, she's absolutely right, and that's why the soulmates, like, it could be work soulmates, it could be, lovers, right? Friends, family members. But I'd like to go back to Kim's question. I believe it's the latter for me. Thank you, Red Pill Hustle. What's up, baby? What's good? What's good? I believe it's the latter. And he's a manosphere guy. We got to bring him up here one day. Come up tomorrow. We got to talk to you. We have a Red Pill. Come up tomorrow. Introduce yourself to Queen's Court tomorrow, and I'm gonna put the thumbnail up so you can see what we're talking about, so you could get prepared. But we want to introduce the world to you because you're gonna be one of the few manosphere guys besides Manosphere Algorithm that we allow to converse with the ladies and go back and forth respectfully. But I want to say to you, it's the latter because the women I've been meeting in my life now are all amazing. Everyone, even you, every woman on this stage is amazing, right? So it's like, to say there's one soulmate, like I used to think, no, there's many, and you decide who you want to be with. You decide, or you let the universe decide for you if you don't want, if you're not brave enough to do it yourself, right? But when I say I'm getting married this year, doesn't mean marriage like literally down the aisle, right? But it means like more likely engagement ring, or more likely this is the person I want to build with, and the person I want to build with is the person that's trying to help me build something outside of myself, right? And it doesn't have to be a child; it could be a business, right? It could be anything, but it has to be a person has to come into my life and allow us to build something outside of ourselves that stands the test of time. I want whatever we're working on to be a love letter to the world for eternity. That's what I want, right? That's what I want. That's my wife. Whoever comes in and builds with me and say, okay, this is what we're giving to the world forever. I went to the New York Historic Society. I went to the exhibit called Notorious RBG about the Justice Ginsburg, the first female justice, right? Am I correct? Supreme Court justice. And she went to Harvard. Then she went.
I don't know if she was first. Sandra Day O'Connor.
Okay, sorry. Second, apologize. Yeah. And then she was a Jewish lady, and she went to Harvard, but she had to finish up in Columbia because she had to take care of her sick father or parent, whatever. And then she married a guy named Marty. At the end of her exhibit, it was a love letter from Marty to her, saying how much he loved her, right? Throughout the whole exhibit, at the end, you see that she had someone that loved her to death and that allowed her to be great, because he was a great man too. But he says that woman allowed me to be great. He said I loved her more than the only person, with the exceptions of my parents and my children, I loved her. And that was crazy. It was handwritten in pencil on a paper. They framed it. I'm like, wow. You know, that's their legacy. Their love was their legacy to the world. And that's the type of love I want, you know, where we leave something serious to the world that the world says, you know what? Fuck Romeo and Juliet. What about King and blah, blah, blah? That's what I want. You feel me? Forget, look at her.
This dude.
Yeah, but that's what I want. That's what I want, man. Call me a simp, man. That's what I want, man. But if I don't get that, a good second is a bunch of strippers and whores, and it'll be a good second. It's a good silver. Right?
Let's set realistic goals, gang.
You're right. Let's set realistic goals. Me marrying and impregnating 3 strippers, right? I read on a 3rd grade level. That's my.
Oh no, not 3rd grade.
Listen, at least they listen.
You know what?
On that note,
okay,
right. So with that being said, to finish up the conversation today, contributions, those who contribute but don't contribute. Has anybody in your lives, ladies, ever said they wanted you to do something but never put the full effort to support you? because we all have dreams. At one point I wanted to be a DJ. Nobody bought me vinyl. You feel me? Had to go to, I don't if you're from Brooklyn, you remember Beat Street. I had to go and buy my records from Beat Street after high school from that Brooklyn, walk downtown, 4th Street, get it. What have you done that people say, yeah, you could do it, but it was just words. And I want us to, moving on this year, make sure we eliminate those people from our lives. Focus on people that want you to win and that added value to your life. So any experiences like that?
I would say to not get personal, because that's for my book, but not to get personal. Just seeing like what goes on YouTube a lot, including yesterday on Lucky's channel, where it's like people are constantly telling you what they think they should do, but they've never done it or they've never had success in it, is one of my pet peeves. Like, it's one of my pet peeves. I'm a very hands-on learner. So if you know more than me and you've done more than me, I am all ears. But if you're someone who's like, you're not even doing this, you haven't experienced it, is one of my pet peeves for someone to constantly say, you know what you should do with this, you should do with that. And you get that a lot too, King, where it's like, that's what you need to do to your channel. And
right.
Like, have you done it? Are you doing it? If not, just shut the fuck up. There's so many opinions and very little contribution. There's so many opinions, and something you said on your channel stuck with me. When someone wants you to win, they help you win, period.
That's it.
Point blank, period. Unless they're your grandmother and they're old and they can't, they don't have all their faculties. If somebody wants you to win, they help you win, period. If it's just lip service, like later, goodbye, bye. So that's just a surface example. But yeah, personally, of course, I've been in a relationship where it's like, yo, you can be this, you can be that. And it's like, I can be there faster if you helped because you have the resources, but okay. And I feel like, when you have to ask, is it really help, right? Because I always say, if I was a butcher, none of my friends or family would ever have to ask me for a fucking steak, right?
Ooh.
So that's how I view certain people saying, oh, you should be this. I'm like, but you're in the industry, or you have access to this, or you have access to that. So half the time it's lip service, it's people, or sometimes it's people not wanting to see you go past them, but acting like they're still cool with you. There's like, which is why what I think Kim touched on earlier, or I think it was Tara, where it's like, when something is for you, it's for you. That's why people I don't get nervous, right? In my little 10 commandments of navigating the YouTube streets, it's like people panic when they bring someone in and they see them going past them. I'm like, I think it's a beautiful thing when you're connected to someone that you put on. That's my point of view, because what's for me is for me, and I'm going to blow a different type of way. I love having a network of people and everybody's doing it, right? When we saw that garden party, Jay-Z and Kevin Hart and Diddy, however you personally feel about these men, these are all very, very successful men in the same room. And that's the environment I like to be in, which is why I love this panel that we got of women, because this is how it's supposed to be. When women are powerful and confident, this is how women treat each other. And I think it's a good lesson for other women online, and even, for the men to see, we're not catty. This is how it looks when you're dealing with powerful, confident women with self-esteem. Even when we have our bad days, we don't project that on each other. And that's important for me to be in this environment, and it's like, this is what people are talking about. Oh, we don't see this on YouTube. It's here every Tuesday night.
Every Tuesday night.
Every Tuesday.
It's here on Monday right now.
Right.
So with that being said, you said a good point, which was kind of like, whoa. And I know I want y'all to finish this question, but have you ever wondered why someone who had resources didn't help you? I see that all the time. Like, even my dudes who got a young girl, they take care of a young girl and then they smashing her. She looking good, taking them out, buy them bags, shoes, whatever. But if the girl needs money for a business, he's like, Or if a girl needs money for her rent is low, like, baby, God got you. Don't worry, I know you figure it out, right?
God got you.
But then some people I'm putting you on the game. I don't need to give you any money.
Is God paying rent? Because
but in their defense, they said they go, why should I give you money if you've been watching me and the way I move? You should know how to make money. In their defense, how do you feel about that?
Oh, that's an excuse because even if you know the game,
I'm sorry. I didn't know you're gonna come off like that. I'm sorry.
But we know it. It's an excuse because even if you know the game, the players of the game have the resources. I truly feel, and I don't like making summations about the way people feel about themselves because, as Cat Williams said, it's called self-esteem, esteem of yourself. But I will say this. I mean, it reeks of something just not organic and not good if you see someone in a position and they have the talent, they've got the promise, you have the resources, and you're not hooking it up. It's like, what is it? Do you not trust them? Do you not think that they're going to follow through with it? Because if you feel that way about them, then maybe the other way you're dealing with them, you shouldn't be dealing with them either. I think sometimes like people really got to sit down and like call themselves to the carpet when they are in a position to do something for someone and they don't. But then to Jen's point, if we're talking about what's going on in YouTube, it is a bunch of capping going on. I mean, bucket hats, fitted hats, all kinds of caps. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. It just all kind of caps. And I think that those people don't have the outcomes, so they don't have the resources. So, I mean, I think it's either one or two. If you can hook me up with something and you're not, you either don't want to see me succeed or you really don't have it the way you say you have it. It could just be one of those two things.
Or the third thing, is it a form of control?
In that situation that you said it is, where if you want to buy a girl bag and get her weave done, but you don't want to invest in her business, that's definitely control. That's, I don't want you to get on and not need me. I want you dependent on me. So I want to invest in you looking good, but I don't want to invest in you growing and progressing or shining in your own right. That's control.
And then complain about it.
We've seen that. I've experienced it. And we've seen that in the entertainment industry where it's like some powerhouse, a mogul get with some girl who's talented, and all of a sudden you don't see her in movies anymore, and you don't see her dropping albums anymore. It's like, wait, this girl was talented and beautiful, and she gets with that guy, and it's like, no, I'm your guy now, so you don't need all of that. Then they break free, and then it's like, I'm singing again, and things like that. So it is a form of control. Like, if you're mine, that's it. I don't want you out there amongst that crowd. So it is a form of control.
I mean, okay, I agree with you, ladies, but what about the men? I gotta talk for the men because I'm the only guy on the panel, right?
Yeah.
Do any men feel comfortable having a woman out there like that?
Well, you have to look at it. It makes more.
Let me ask the question. I don't believe them. Just ask the question.
I think secure men who know business. I mean, look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. What point would it have been for him to keep her to himself, right, and not make $1 billion with both of them doing what they have to do? I think some men they have huge egos, and it's like, the same way women do. It's like, it's mine, and I don't want anybody to have it. So I'm not going to help it. I'm very, sometimes to a fault, I'm very hands-on with my man. Like, I don't even like him walking out the door with lint on his sweatshirt, because I'm like, no, you're a reflection of me. And I'm like, if I send you out there, they're gonna be like, what's your woman doing? You know what I mean? He has to be fed and lint free, and his hairline has to be straight, and it's, so it's like, some people think that way, and some people are like, I don't care if he looks busted when he goes outside, no one's gonna look at him. People are like that. And that's why I say, like, love is conditional. Love does not conquer all, because someone can say they love you and still not want to see you at your best. How about you never say you love me and make sure I'm at my best, right? So that's how I feel about it.
Wow, that's crazy. There's men out there and women out there that really move like that. They love you. You're not denying that, but they don't want you to be at their best because they want to keep you, right? Here's a question. If you knew that you weren't your best lover's best lover, would you let that person go? Ooh.
What?
If you knew you weren't your best lover, would you let that person go? That makes sense. If you knew,
it doesn't. What do you mean?
If you knew that you were
my lover,
if you knew that you were if you knew you were your husband's not best lover, basically, right?
Really?
What? No, any factor, whether it be sexually, whether it be romantically, would you let that person go?
But how would I know that unless they express it?
No, you would know. Like, I know men that know, like, damn, I know this girl get somebody better than me, but I ain't gonna let her know.
Oh.
And
Well,
I know
I'm
this
always-
man that know that, yo, I lucked out with this dude. I don't deserve this dude. Would you let that person go?
I would take the up-leveled approach and stick beside them because I'm always up-leveling. So if they up here, I'm going up here too. Like, we just.
But you wouldn't let him go. Because he could do better. You know he could do better. Let's say he could do better.
Nah, I'm
joking. You knew it's gonna take you a year or 2 or 3 years, 4 years to get where you need to be the woman he needs. Would you let him go? This is a real question.
Okay, but this is why I say be at 100 before you go out looking for a struggle buddy. Like if you're not, I like being in relationships when I feel at 100%. But people look for struggle buddies. Like I'm not feeling all that, but I'll feel better if I have a man in my bed. Men do it all the time too. But I'm not gonna. I think this question needs two people to communicate. If the guy is like, I want better than you, I don't want to be in this relationship, of course I'm gonna let him go. Of course I'm gonna let him go. I'm not gonna be like, no, stay with me until I get better. Right. It's a two-part question, I think, right? But I'm not just gonna be with somebody and hold them down and be like, I know he deserves better, but I'm gonna keep him under lock and key, because that's psychotic, in my opinion. But I think two people have to communicate. Listen, I'm not at my best. I could be better. Do you want to rock with me or not? If you feel like you could get better, go ahead and go. But I'm not going to hold somebody if I feel they can do better. And some people may want to stick with you no matter what. Some people may not want to. I've left people that were like, you have no goals, no drive, no ambition. I'm gone. I can't do it. You're killing me. Like, it's killing me.
So
it might just be easier to find somebody that's on your level, just to find somebody that you are more compatible with, because I mean, no two people grow at the same trajectory, but you do get in situations where it's just not going to happen. Like, you're just leap years ahead and they're not even making the strides to even come near where you are. So it just seems a lot easier just to kind of pair equally. So I guess, Nikki, I'm gonna quote your book, equally yoked. When I think of that, that is kind of what I think of, right? People of equal value, people who are kind of in like a very similar spot in their life with like a similar trajectory and growth pattern. But I mean, I don't know, it's probably my ego. I mean, if he was satisfied and he could do better, I mean, that's subjective. We don't know that for sure. So just let me grow. That's how I look at it.
I think that's the biggest issue of not only just in gender wars, but humanity. The equally yoked thing, it's a beautiful sentiment, but nobody follows that shit. Guys are talking to you without a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Women want to get with men and they know they don't want to be domestic or homemakers, but they want to be with that guy because he has status or money. It happens all the time. Then you get into that, then you get bitter, then there's resentment, and then you're online hating all the opposites 24 hours a day, deaf to women, deaf to men. I think that's the biggest problem in dating that no one addresses. Stop looking for something stop getting into things when you know damn good and well you're not equally yoked. And I've dated guys that I've dated their representative, shall I say. And then 6 months later, I'm like, you don't have money for what? I have to pay, I have to help you, I have to buy lunch for your kids. But when we met,
lunch for your what?
Oh, you listen.
No, hold on, ladies. Is that true? Y'all do that?
Girls out here paying child support. Okay, like
I've done it because I'm not gonna see if I'm with a guy at that moment. No, get me wrong. That goes in the file of, oh, we're done. Right?
Hold on. Cause I so basically, what if that guy held you down and he fell short? Is that the same type of, he's on that list too?
That's different. If he held me down, then it's reciprocal, right?
But he said 6 months he was doing his thing, and then also you like, hold up, you're not who you say you are.
Well, doing his thing as far as looking stable and financially sound, not whisking me around the world. but just looking stable and financially sound, which is enough within the first 6 months, right? You don't have to buy me a Corvette the first 6 months. Just look like, you know what I mean? You're stable and financially sound. And then 6 months later, it's like, we got to go Dutch again. Oh, your kids need this again. And when you're in a relationship, I'm already there, right? I'm in the home. So if I'm asked by a child, can I X, Y, and Z? I'm not going to say no to a child. I'm a mother. But it goes on a list of, yeah, I'm not liking this. So let me put this down on the list. And then it piles up and it's like, okay, peace. Like, right. I didn't sign up for this. They have a mother. I'm out, right?
Well, like Jim was saying earlier, like women are nurturers. So sometimes we get sucked into the little wing is bent to the side and the feathers is nappy. We got to come and help you pluck up. You know, we get into this helping, fixing thing. And then also, I think a lot of times we've been kind of conditioned or listened to a lot of music or heard these mythic stories about the hold me down woman who holds her man, that the ride or die. Like she was the one who was with me in the trenches. She was with me in the gym when I was shooting. And you get romanticize the struggle, and before you know it, you paying somebody's child support because if it don't get paid today, he going to jail, and right. You don't want your dude in jail, so I'm gonna just pay this child support. Girls in my office paying child support, restitution.
Wait, you got girls paying restitution? Give them my number.
He's like, where they at?
Give them my number.
I have a friend who gave her boyfriend $2,000 of her children's savings to bail him out of jail. Okay.
But he's probably gonna get it back. He's gonna get it back. He's gonna give it back. He's gonna give it.
She was fighting him to get it back. He did not pay it back.
Just the symbolism behind that, though.
He didn't pay it back in its entirety. But I'm telling you, women get. I love what Glow said. We need to have a whole panel on the romanticism of ride or die. It's funny because I was working on a TikTok today about that. I'm gonna post it. Y'all gonna laugh. But I was on that subject today thinking about that. It is we're constantly being told that we have to be this type of woman to the point where it's in our psyche and in our being. And it's like we have to be, what kind of women are we if we don't hold men down? What kind of a woman wouldn't be ride or die? What is wrong with you, woman?
Women out here taking charges and going to jail for men when they know it wasn't theirs. But he's a predicate, and if he get caught with it, he's going to jail. It's my first time, so I'm gonna just say I did it, and I'm gonna go to jail and get 3 months, whereas he would get 3 years. It's women out here that's like doing.
I am just not cut from that cloth. Like when we start talking about going to jail and getting charges, I just got to be like, I love you and you cool, but also no. And that's no judgment. That's just like my own personal thing. But just I want to say it's sad, but it's life. And it's a place that a lot of women have been. It's sometimes a place where you don't think that you're going to go, but we just have this thing about us where we will sacrifice ourselves for people just way easier sometimes than we should. And I'm not even talking about our children. I'm talking about actual like adult people who make adult decisions and need to live out adult consequences. But it's that thing within us. You know what I mean? Like I haven't tried to build me a boo, but I have definitely been in situations where I tried to save someone from themselves. Like I can see their actions. I can see this outcome coming. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be what they want. They're not built for it. And here I am taking the brunt of it because I'm trying to save them from themselves. Lucky, I mean, you got a little bit of a point. I mean, I can't hold you.
Lucky, I can't hold you. You cam up.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I first came home, you know how many women wanted to sleep with me because they felt like, you know, I held a lot in. You feel me? Like they wanted to bust my. They wanted. I think it's called come out of prison type nut. Like they wanted to.
Listen, parole booty is the best booty. I know.
You said parole booty. Yo,
parole booty
I felt objectified.
Okay.
No, but it was like, yo.
You gotta get to it first because after that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. If you catch a man coming home, I'm talking about, and he's in the halfway house. That sex is a different type of sex.
Oh, yeah.
the halfway house, I gotta make it back in time before curfew or whatever.
He said, I got to make it back in time.
But then also the good sex is too, I'm a free man. I just got to report to my PO. That first 4 or 6 months is a different type of sex. Then when they get off papers, which is probation, catch them. So I got one more strike in me. When I get off probation, whoever gets that type of sex is over. It's over. That's a free man.
That's wifey. That's wifey right there.
You gotta get them in right when they're paroled. After a couple months later, they're gone to the streets.
Oh, you are.
Send them back to the streets, ladies.
Back to the streets.
Again, the block.
Streets they go.
Yo, y'all crazy. You know what? Yo, y'all
You gotta
crazy.
be at the prison picking them up, okay?
Right. Yo, the funniest story, I had a special lady at that time, and she came to pick me up. She was special, and then she stole money, but she was still a special lady. But she actually gave me more money than she took. So it's like she held me down. But my mother came at the same day to pick me up. It was so bad because I wanted to have sex, but my mom would follow us around the whole time. I had a hotel and everything ready. Like before I go to the halfway house, I go right to you know what I mean? It was crazy. I had the ankle bracelet, everything. So I only had before you go to the halfway house, you get to leave. It's a while to get to the halfway house. So we had a plan to go to a hotel, do what we do, because you had 2 hours though. You had 2 to 4 hours to get to the halfway house. So I had it all planned. My mother stepped out, running from the street. So you see a little small African lady like just running around. And when you see a small African lady, you just gotta give you a hug. So it was crazy. I was like, oh man. But you know, that was funny. So I didn't get none coming out. You feel me?
Oh, I'm sure you made up for it.
Did I?
I'm sure. I'm sorry. You're still making up for it. I'm sure.
I'm still a virgin, Jen.
Oh Lord.
Is that a Drake lyric? I got strippers in my life, but they're virgins to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're virgins to me.
That's
Right.
it.
They're virgins to me. But that was crazy. Wow. If I told you all the stories I had, real stories, I don't tell you everything. If I told y'all, y'all be like, get the how I got all my
The stories of my exes, you'd be floored.
for real.
You'd be floored.
If you pull that off, what we talked about earlier, you'd be legend.
What?
What we talked about earlier, if you pull that off.
I don't remember. We talk about a lot of shit.
Having certain people come to talk about why you X'd them out, you dubbed them.
Oh, ladies. So King said that is too much. I wanted to have, and it may not work. I wanted to have a show where I invite 3 guys that I ghosted and reveal why I ghosted them on a panel. And King was like, they're not gonna come.
Do they know ahead of time why you go to them, or it's gonna be a shock to them?
It would be a shock. I wanted to be fresh. Like they had no idea. They have no idea. But these guys are still on my social media, right? So they say like they do the sad, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, Jen, but we don't connect like romantically anymore over the phone. Now, all 3 of them, I've never seen them in person, so I thought it would be fun to invite them on a panel and tell them, okay, look, this is why I ghosted you because of blah, blah, blah. And Kim was like, they're not gonna come.
They might. They still
Well, somebody came up here the other day, so
right.
That's right.
Yes. Ishmael, is that what that?
No question. Would y'all interview your exes?
I have tried to not interview like this, but like I do like a little post-mortem thing. Like if I have a relationship with someone, even if I break it off, like after some time has passed. I had one ex, it took a long time because he didn't talk to me for like 2 years. Like he was mad. But like when he actually was talking to me, I did kind of ask him some questions. Like I just was curious, to know how it was and some things I could work on, some things that he really liked. I didn't get all my answers. I got some of them, but I like doing stuff like that. That's just me.
You have a real like HR approach.
Yeah, how do men do it? Like I asked a woman one time, if I come and visit you, can I stay with you or stay at a hotel? And she says, this is why people get ghosted.
That's one of the reasons I ghosted one of the guys.
Right.
One of the reasons
because he wanted to stay. What's wrong with a man staying with you?
That's insane. That's
how well do you know
the first time you meet
that's your man, or that's the first time you're meeting him?
It was 2 things he did why I ghosted him. That was one of them because he was going to be in town And
Mr. O.
What's up, Mr. O? He was like, yeah, so I'm going, this when I was still living in New York. And he basically was like, yeah, so I'm going to be in New York. I was wondering if I could crash with you. I was like, excuse me, sir. And not only that, but he was somebody, I mean, he had resources. He had his own business. He was doing well. You know what I mean? I'm like, are you insane? Like, why would I bring you into my home without knowing you?
He was trying to get naughty, and he was trying to do it at your house. That's what he was
No,
trying to do.
no, sir.
Yeah,
No,
because I get it, but sometimes men just ask you to see where they stand, and they might not even come over, right?
Yeah, but that may, you know, you may go from a good standing to a bad standing asking that, because I liked him. I liked him when he said that. I was like, ooh, like no class.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What if the man says, you know what? And I say all the time, and I'm guilty of it. Yo, you know, I'm helping you pay your rent. I'm coming to see you. No, listen. What if the man's helping pay your rent or bills, and he's coming to see you, and he says, yo, I want to spend the night.
That's different. I guess a woman would do that. That's dangerous. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Right. If you're already paying her rent, and you never met her.
Right. I mean, I think the difference is they sure are you the man or not?
Listen, like you've never physically met her and you're paying her rent.
This is where people get it twisted at.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm guilty at this, but there's because we live in this world of technology, people believe they're closer than they really are. Right? Through IG, through Facebook, through other social media platforms. You meet somebody, you have these conversations on dating apps, and you're like, yo, I really know this person. You gotta start FaceTiming each other, you gotta send each other things, you gotta call each other, and then he says, you know what, you need help with anything? Okay, I help you, right? Cool. Yeah, feel close. And then he asks you, hey, I'm coming to visit you for the first time after months and months of having this social media bond. If he asks you, can I stay over? I don't think anything is wrong with that. Now, if you say no, cool. But why would you feel it's wrong when y'all bonded on social media because they haven't met each other physically? Why?
But I think it's not wrong, but like that could be awkward. So like
it's hilarious.
The first time. Okay. Like, but like the first time you meet someone and you have not physically connected with them, like even met them, shook their hand, hugged them, nothing. Like that's just a very vulnerable thing. And I would hate to have all that pressure because you could like somebody so much and meet them and just be like, but also no. But then you have like this whole pressure of like they're staying with you, they paid your rent. I just think it's certain things that there's nothing wrong with it, but like it needs to happen in its due time. And its due time is me actually laying physical eyes on you, me hugging you, me shaking your hand. Okay, you want to pay my rent after that? Cool. Let's do it. But like it's not wrong. It could just be awkward. And if it goes bad, it could go super sour. So I wouldn't suggest it. It's not wrong though. Do you get your rent paid? But I think you could just be setting yourself up for a situation that you just kind of don't want to be in. Because I've met people that I knew from afar and then actually met them and it was wiggity wet.
It is so sexy. I've had this happen before when I was living in New York. It's so sexy when a man is like, hey, I'm going to be in your city. I'm staying at such and such hotel. Let's do dinner on Saturday. I have time between this time and 10. But that's sexy to me. But if we've never seen each other eye to eye and you're telling me I'm going to be in your city, can I crash with you? It's like, ew, like, no. Why would I? And it's like, it goes back to what Kim said. It's personal space. I'm going to feel awkward. Now you're in my shower. Now you're using my towels. Now I'm feeding you. It's awkward, right? But it's different. Like two people should know how close they are as well. It's like if you have to ask, then you know that, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're coming in my city, I'm going to be like, yo, I know you're staying with me. You're crashing with me, right? I think that's what a woman would say. But if you have to ask her, then you guys aren't there yet. It's awkward. It's weird.
Okay, I get it. So she should offer, like a woman's gonna offer you, like, yo, come over, spend the time. Because I'm saying, if he says, yo, I'm staying at the best hotel there, blah 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 blah, you know that hotel costs like $2,000-3,000 a night. Wouldn't you want him to save money if he's gonna be there?
No, he got it. He paying your rent. You got money for a second rent. You got money for a hotel room. Okay.
So the paying rent guy is separate from the guy flying into the hotel. But why am I responsible for him staying at an expensive hotel? Who told him to stay at the expensive hotel? Why do I have to be invested in saving him some money if our money isn't joint? I save men money when our money is joint, right? If you're paying rent, if we're cooking together, if we're living together, you damn right. I'm gonna pull out the Groupons, and baby, you don't gotta pay for that. You know, we already got 2 of those. You don't gotta buy nothing. That's different. But I don't even know you, and I'm saving you money on hotels. Stay in your state.
But let me ask you this: you would feel safe closing your eyes and going to sleep around a person you never met? You don't know, she might have another dude. You don't know where you at. You don't know your surroundings. Like, I'm sorry, the legal mind in me is like, it's a no. Like, people are crazy out here.
But Nick, you come from a different place because your job has you around all those crazy experiences, right? One time I was with somebody. We were going to Bergdorf Goodman shopping, and because that person's in the fashion industry, they know that all the markups are like super high. So they know that I bought a sweater for $1,000, but it really takes $50 to make, right? Because you know the ins and out of that life, you're probably extra cautious. Like,
no, I'm extra precautious.
But you know that life. You know that life too, though. You know from a different angle, because at the end of the day, you first of all, you have intuitiveness. That's number one. But 2, you can read people, right? But 3, just being an actress and a good one, you know how to tell who's lying or not. I
just think in general, women, if you're listening, I just don't think women should do that ever. I think it's an awkward question. It's forward. It's invasive. I wouldn't do that. If I was interested in a guy and I was going to town, I wouldn't want to be in his house because I don't know what his exes are like. What's in his cabinet. It's too much too soon. Like, I'm sexy, and it's like, I'm gonna be in your town. I'll be at hotel such and such. If you're free for dinner, let's link. That's how I rock.
Well, listen, let me tell you something. Somebody could kill you in their house, they kill you in a hotel, so it doesn't make a difference.
That's true. In this Me Too era, I'm gonna advise all of y'all to be real careful about where you decide to be when you don't know people. You don't know if you can trust them. You don't know what they know somebody. You never really do, but you definitely don't if you just got flued in and you only been FaceTiming this person. I think it's a little weird that this person is letting you pay their rent. Like,
I don't know. I'm different. I wrote a whole book about it. I took women that just met out the country. They had to trust me.
I think that's crazy too.
And I don't know. Maybe the excitement behind it, right? The taboo is I don't know you. Two people that don't know each other going someplace that they don't know and trying to figure each other out.
Now, what do you mean by just met?
It could be.
You probably mean just met.
It could be like I've been to the strip club watching for a long time, and I'm like, yo, let's go out to this country. Or it could mean I hit you on social media and like, yo, I like you, what you're doing this weekend. It's not me now. It's not me now. But it could be like, I don't know where you live.
I think a stripper is going to be automatically more uninhibited and daring, though. I mean, I'm not knocking strippers before the sex workers come after me. Right. I'm not knocking strippers. I'm just saying someone who's used to being naked in front of lots of men without fear or or shame, she's going to be more apt to like, let's jump on a plane, let's go to Belize. It's a different mentality, right? They're freer of spirit than a regular woman who probably feels like I got a lot to lose, including my life. So I'm not
right. Or like, I only got 2 weeks of vacation and I didn't put in. I can't just
hop and just go somewhere.
But
maybe going on a trip is like you guys both being in a situation that could be iffy. Like if I had to choose between the two, I might hop a flight with you because I got my own money. I got a credit card. I'm dropping my location. My people are going to know where I'm at. And
I hate that, Kim. I got a girl that told me today, admitted to me, that first time we went out, I had all my friends had the location. Girls do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to make it back home, yes.
And you taking me.
Yo,
right.
You know what?
But see, this is why though I suggest not dating strangers. I have never dated, like seriously been in a relationship with a person that was a stranger. Everybody that I've ever connected with, I knew somebody that knew them.
Wow.
Like we were in some kind of circle together. Like I never got it popping with somebody that was like a complete and utter stranger for that exact reason.
You know what's crazy from what I'm hearing?
Oh, Mr. O said, Jen, we love the strippers. I loved them too. I dated a stripper, a male stripper.
Right,
so
right.
Oh, I was about to say, oh, okay, Jen.
No,
I have nothing against strippers. I'm just saying their mentality is different. That's all I said.
What I was going to say is this. I just see, like, based on what you're saying, the environment for women is not safe, and women need to take extra precautions. Okay, just want to make that clear. But I think the reason why I got away with taking women out that I just met, and I have to attribute it to my Instagram posts, right? They seeing the woman coming back. So they're like, okay, I could go out with him because all the women that he took out came back. So that's probably why it was easier for me to say, okay, listen, just don't take a picture with me directly. Take the picture. We take the same pictures, but not together in the same location. But I think I had it easier because they know me for taking women out the country.
I still wouldn't do it though, because I don't know. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know a man's temperament. I wouldn't know a man when he's tipsy. I wouldn't know, like, people flip. Like I've hung out with people that I would never in a million years thought they would flip, and they flipped once they got well oiled. So I wouldn't put myself in that situation in another country. I couldn't do it.
When I get drunk, Jen, I'm a dancer. I start dancing.
We've seen.
All right.
Get a dirty wine on. We've seen.
You're so funny. You're so funny. You are hilarious. You are hilarious, Kim. Listen, it's funny because how important is the safety for women when they deal in relationships? Like, it's a good topic because I'm thinking, like, I as men, we take it for granted, right? I think women are being like, oh, you're so stuck up. Why won't you chill with me? Oh, why won't you come out with me? Blah, blah, blah. But we as men don't realize how unsafe it is for women out here. And I think that I'm learning that as I get older. I'm learning that, right? And it's not that she's trying to play you. It's just that she's worried about her safety, right? So can you express that to the men that's listening, please?
We just don't want to wake up dead, y'all. No offense. Like, we want to make it back to where y'all picked us up from. And I think that men, you have to extend a level of understanding. Thankfully and luckily, I haven't had like a personal bad experience, but I'm wise enough to know that like it happens and stuff happens to people, and not even like on a very dangerous level, but like if a woman just does not feel safe, or if something changes and she just doesn't feel good, like at least those first couple of interactions, you got to be able to create space to give her an out, because we have had a particular experience in this female body. I think it's something that sometimes men don't understand because they don't handle their safety the way that we do. So it just takes a little bit of understanding. I mean, yes, some women are funny acting. Okay, cool. But some of us aren't. And just give us a little grace and space. And if we can let down our guard and feel safe with you, then great. And if we can't, then we just can't. But y'all got to be just a tad bit more understanding, because it's way different. Men don't have to think about where they park and having their keys in their hand and parking near a light and having their hand on their stun gun and getting in their car and looking around. Like, that's just not something I don't think men have to do on a daily basis that we have to do.
So how does a man make you feel comfortable going out with them? How can he make you feel comfortable? You just met the guy. How does he make you feel comfortable? How does he make you feel safe when you barely know him, or you know him through a friend, through references? How does that person, do we encourage men to take on dates, lunch dates?
I mean, if that makes a woman feel comfortable, at least, being very honest about where you're going and what you're doing. I mean, maybe a little surprise here. Okay, let's walk down the street and get some ice cream. Okay, cool. But, you got to just read her body language, because like some people are not comfortable hopping in your car with you when they first met you, or they're first meeting you. You got to just take it easy. And for the life of me, it's men out here inviting women on a first date to their home. Why, sir? Like, why would you do that? To me, that's a red flag.
It's COVID. It's the pandemic.
We can meet outside. We can eat at the park.
I pay a lot of money for this
also,
place.
but no.
I get a chef.
Send me pictures. Let's FaceTime.
No fun.
That's just too much.
Right?
That's too much.
We've watched too much 48 Hours. And for real, men need to understand that there is a high probability that any woman you're dating, something has already happened. She already has a story, whether it's something that happened in her childhood, teenage years, college, adult life. Most women have had something happen to varying degrees. So most women are not coming to the danger situation like a clean slate. Like there's some muscle memory there of an experience that has already occurred. So you need to keep that in mind. And as far as like how you can make a woman feel safe, I appreciate when men like provide options. Like, okay, let me know how you want to do this. Do you want me to come pick you up, or do you feel more comfortable just let's meet at such and such? Do you want to do this at night, or do you feel more comfortable doing this in the day? Like, have options and be completely open to just follow her lead and her pace of how she's feeling, as opposed to trying to be in that moment alpha male and I'm coming to get you and I'm gonna be there at 5. And like, no, that's when I don't know you, that can be kind of intimidating and red flaggish.
Yeah, that's man, you know what it is? Because I don't think like that. I'm not a rapist, I'm not whatever. So I'm like, yo, I'm the one that I feel like I don't play with women like that. So that's why I'm asking these questions. And I also feel like, sometimes why is she acting like that? But now I get it, because she's about safety, right? So but
some free game too is men should think of that first date as him showing her how he deals with the world, not so much how he deals, trying to get at her, right? Because that's what pulls us into a man, when we watch his demeanor and how he acts with the world. Is he opening the door? How is he treating the waiter? Is he a big tipper? Does he, So it's like we're watching. It's almost like peacocking. Birds do it, animals do it. That's what we want to see. And I love the idea of options. Give the woman options. She feels safe by not feeling pressured. Women feel safe when they don't feel pressure. So try not to be so touchy-feely on that first date. You know what I mean? Maybe she feels comfortable, like, give me my 3 feet. I want to get to know you, but give me my 3 feet. So I think you stand a better chance as a man if you show her, this is how I deal with the world. This is how I carry myself. I'm not going to look at other women when I'm with you. I'm not going to have a wandering eye. I'm going to treat the waiter good. I'm going to open the door for you. Like it's present who you are as a man, and women will be drawn to that. And then you'll see she'll probably lay her head on your shoulder. She may reach out for your hand. Be who you are, right? Be who you are, and then let her, go into that instead of the other way around. Like, I'm here to date you. Let's hug. Let me grab you by your waist. Let me hold your hand. Here, come over here. Sit over here. You're with me. It's kind of like, so that's how women feel safe. Because like Glo said, if you have a vagina and you're on planet Earth, you've been in a situation where you didn't feel safe, or even worse, you've been attacked, physically attacked, or worse, right? So men have to understand that they've never had to take a screenshot of the Lyft guy and send it to their friend or their daughter, or take their daughter's Lyft thing. Men don't think like that. So it's hard for them to fathom. It's hard for them to relate. A man has never looked in a closet and say, can't wear that. It's going to be after 9 when I get off work. Can't do that either. You know what I mean? I have to call my friend, let her know I'm there. I need to send my mother this address. Men never think that. We're not thinking, we got to put the keys between our fingers in case we get attacked in the parking garage. We've never thought, I got to carry today because I'm going to a neighborhood that I'm not familiar with. These are thoughts that men don't have. And we have those thoughts daily. This is a daily conditioning that we have to do with ourselves, where men aren't thinking about this unless they have enemies in a particular, neighborhood, right? But we're constantly thinking about this. And if we have daughters, we're constantly thinking about that for her. We have sisters. It's a constant, it's like part of our thinking daily. A man's never looked in a closet and say, that's too much cleavage. I don't want to get attacked. Let me not wear that. But it's a thought that women constantly have, and society doesn't help either, because the question, what were you wearing, right? That night. So it's our reality, and it's a harsh reality, and it's messed up. So men, like Kim said, men have to give us grace, show us grace. Like, I get what you're going through. I didn't know it was that bad. So I'm going to make you feel comfortable by not being all over you. But it works wonders. Just be a man in your environment. Women like that. We're drawn to that, right? You don't have to be all over me. You don't have to grab for my hand. If I feel comfy with you, I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to be drawn to you, and that's free game.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Just to pivot a little bit, you said something. You said women during dates are watching us.
Yes.
Women are very critical when they're dating a man. They're watching everything. They want to see how you pay your bills. They want to see how you treat others. But when men start getting critical, it becomes an issue.
No, it's not. It
Watching
depends on what they're being critical about, though.
Issue. Y'all get critical of us, and y'all watch everything we do. Y'all try to find. You know what it is? It's the hypothesis. And you know what? Hypothesis in science, you have to falsify it. And if you can't falsify it, it becomes a theory. That's how science works, right? You have this man paste this hypothesis, and you women look for everything to say that's not real. You're not real. And then when y'all can't falsify it, so you know what? I like you, right? We can't do that to y'all. We can't try to falsify everything you stand for because it seems like we're attacking you.
Do you know where you are, sir? Do you know where you are? There are millions of people on this platform right now dedicated to criticizing women and dissecting.
No, I'm not talking about mean. I'm not talking about mean like that. I'm talking about saying who you say you are while we're dating. Right? Women, like men, from my point, for at least the men I deal with, they tell women who they are. Like, this is what I am, this is what I stand for, this is how much I have, right? But women never reveal who they are until they start feeling like they could trust you or like you a little bit.
But why is that a bad thing, though?
Because then if something,
that's a part of the process.
Because lying through omission is still a lie.
Is it lying, or is it just a part of the process of unwinding?
I'm sorry. I hear you.
I'm just saying, like, is that a lie, or is that just the process of like getting to know someone? Because also the flip side could be that men say certain things and then we see the actions and those things kind of are different and they don't line up either. So I see what you're saying, comma, asterisk, but also I don't think so.
No, because I've seen it. If I had knew certain things about certain women while I was dating early, I wouldn't be dating them. And women know that.
See, but look at what Square Biz said. Men do it too. He said, I'm watching the women. I didn't call a lady back because I didn't like the way she was eating her food. Erased her number immediately. Men are watching too on that.
We're watching, but not as critical as women initially.
Because you're just thinking about vagina. Get off vagina and you'll see more on that first date.
Be more critical. That's totally fine.
Okay.
That's completely fine.
You're right. You're right. You're right. At least
table, and you'll see a lot more about that woman you're with.
Okay. So I won't think about sex.
Right. You'll see a lot more.
No, because I just feel like you're so critical of us.
And that's why your female friends and family members see things that you don't see.
Vagina is blinding. Okay? Vagina is blinding.
We're not looking at and I'm pretty sure you have experience where somebody told you the same stuff you're sitting here saying. If I had known that, your mother, sister, cousin knew it day one.
My therapist, either Will tells me something, my therapist, or it's always an old Jewish woman that comes by the table when they go to the bathroom all the time and tells me about women, or Arabic women. They always tell me some random older lady tells me that's not the one.
LB said jerk off before the date and we can catch so much as men. I agree. Do what you gotta do. So you're on the date, not like a hungry dog. Do what you gotta do.
Right.
That's what you gotta do, then do it.
Listen, we about to end this show right now. Everybody has things to do. And I want to say thank you so much, ladies, for coming. Tomorrow, whether it's the pre-show for Queen's Court tomorrow, this is going to be a good show. Tomorrow we're going to have one of our new members of Queen's Court. And I think we're going to start having interchangeable seats because people come in and leave. And it's not always for a bad reason, sometimes for great reasons, right? So just remember, once you're a queen in Queen's Court, you will always be a queen in Queen's Court, unless Jen says so. But at the end of the day, that's
yeah, like, why are you trying to put it on me? Make me
I got enough problems. Okay,
right.
I'm atheist. I don't believe in marriage.
You the hatchet woman.
Right.
So,
so anyway, thank you so much. We had a great show today, and there's more to come from KWK. If you don't know what that is, it's Conversations with King, and we are out. Thank you so much. Peace.